Hey, what up everybody, this is Stevie Breach coming to you. Yesterday, TNA broke the news that TNA would no longer be having Lockdown on traditional style pay-per-view. It would become one of those sort of television super cards that would be put on TV, you know, the gimmick that they brought out 2 years ago with Spike saying that they had bought the rights to the pay-per-views and they were putting them on television for the fans, sort of giving them a free show, sort of boosting their ratings. And honestly, I thought that the first few times that they broke this out, I thought that it honestly really worked. But I think by the third time, people realized that it was just a show that just had a real good main event. I think it was, shoot, I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Sacrifice. Was the show where I just really blew my stack at the fact that they promised us they were going to give us, I think it was like they were supposed to give us 4 really big matches. And at the end of the television show on Spike, they told us to come back next week and they would give us 2 of the 4 matches. And then I think they built in Sting having a match against EC3 at that point. But I just was like, what the hell is this? You promised us 4 matches and they're going to be on tonight. And then the show ends. And you tell us to come back next week, and then we're supposed to see Sacrifice Part 2. That wasn't part of the deal, and I thought that was some of the horrible mismanaging that was TNA at that point. Now, TNA is going to be getting a fresh start. They're going to be moving to Destination America. They're their big re-up. They're going to be doing the big main event of Bobby Roode going up against Bobby Lashley, and that's going to be the championship match. This is supposed to be round 3 of their big sort of rivalry that they have going on. Now with Lockdown, it's going to be filmed in the New York City on these tapings. It's normally a March pay-per-view, but then now it's going to be held 4 weeks into the Destination America run. They want to make sure that they're coming out and giving gangbuster shows. I'm thinking that when WWE, and they launched up shows like Superstars, and they had Undertaker versus Matt Hardy, they had John Cena, you had Shane McMahon versus Ted DiBiase. They were giving us big matches that could have been pay-per-view style matches that people would really care about. I think that's what basically TNA is going to be doing. If you go back and you even watch those old Nitros, when Nitro first debuted in 1995, they were doing the same things, giving us main events of like Macho Man Randy Savage against Sting, Lex Luger against the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan against Ric Flair. They were giving us these big matches that make us want to change the channel. TNA is going to be moving into the Friday time slot that is being left by SmackDown to move to Thursdays. The first week that they're going to be on Fridays, it's going to be the first week that SmackDown is gone off of Friday and is on to Thursday. So there is no competition going on it. There's no TGIF going on like there was back in the day with Family Matters and all of that. But seeing that this is going to be a big show, Lockdown, 6 Sides of Steel, 4 weeks into the run, 3 weeks after the part 3 of Lashley versus Roode, I'm thinking that more than likely the Lashley versus Roode match is either not going to have a finish or going to have some sort of a screwy finish, where they build up to Lockdown, trying to keep everybody out, whether if it's Lashley's pissed at MVP and Kenny King interfered in the match, and maybe we're going to see a split between those guys, and then the cage is supposed to make it where the 2 baby faces, Lashley and Roode, actually fight it out, trying to keep out MVP and Kenny King. I think that would be a good build to it. So more than likely, I'm thinking that the first one is going to have a big build up to a big match. It's not going to have a finish, which in TNA's faction has never really worked out for them. But then you got Lockdown just 3 weeks down the road, and that could be a big one for everybody because everybody loves 6 Sides of Steel. It's one of the normal biggest pay-per-views of the year that they do, Lockdown and Bound for Glory. So we'll see how this works out for TNA down the road.